Rabbits, chickens, and goats. Oh my, the Tucson Christian Youth Farm is a faith-based program focusing on animals they have at their farm.
Leanne Albright is here along with a variety of animals and some students who care for them to talk more about the program. Thank you so much for coming this morning.
Thank you for having us here today.
Can you tell us a little bit about the program?
Yeah, the Tucson Christian Youth Farm it's a very new program. We are just hitting our 1-year mark. Over the course of the past year, we have created an environment where children can come, starting at 2 and 3 years old, all the way up through our high school students that participate. And they can learn how to take care of the animals. They can learn all aspects, including anatomy, health issues that they need to be concerned about, and as well as taking care of the farm property itself. Now we have a big vision, and everything that we want to do at the farm right now is with the goal of producing or encouraging confidence in kids. We have kids that have to learn how to take care of llamas. They have to learn how to harness them, how to walk them, and that really takes patience. You have to be very calm, you have to be quiet, you have to learn how to really adapt to the language of the animals. And so we want to build confidence, and we want to build compassion. And so as the kids are interacting with the animals, I mean, there's just so much that they have to learn on many, many levels. And then also just the sense of community. And so the more that we've had kids involved out at our programs, it's been really exciting to see how they have felt as though the farm is their farm. Mm-hmm. And that's really what we want. We want kids to say, hey, I have goats, I have horses, I have, mm-hmm. and they belong to us as a community. And so yeah, we have a garden program that we're going to be starting with a homeschool group in September, and we want to continue to grow that program as well.
Why do you think it is so important for kids to have that sense of ownership? I mean, you even mentioned like 2-year-olds, right? Mm-hmm. Like, why is that so important?
Oh, boy. Well, I think, I think we live in an age where kids have less and less of that kind of interaction mm-hmm. with animals. I mean, animals are dependent on us. Animals, they really are at our mercy. And so we hope that, sorry.
Uh-oh, did you have your turn on? That's happening.
Somebody take this.
Here, I'll take it. I'll quiet it. There you go.
So, yeah, I just think that for these kids, a lot of them don't even have pets at home. Mm-hmm. And so we see in society, we're seeing how animals constantly it's in the news about animals that aren't taken care of. Mm-hmm. We see that there's just this idea that, oh, animals are fun, and oh, I want that mom, oh, I want that dad, and then there's nothing behind really taking care of them. And I think what we've seen is that as these kids have come along and they have had to muck stalls and they've had to groom and they've had to learn how to trim hooves and how to feed, they really take ownership of that. And mm-hmm. I just think that it's a lesson that studies show that children who can participate with animals and in programs, or even just having pets at home, but it does enhance the child's personality, their compassion, their empathy, and their sense of responsibility.
I think I'm going to start making my 5-year-old clean the dog poop. Just kidding.
Yeah, absolutely. They can do it.
What kind of programs? You had kind of touched on a couple of the programs. Can you explain how the programs work?
All right, so really quick, we've got a reading program that is for our preschool kids. And so they come in, we always have some one-on-one interaction with the animals. A lot of preschoolers are very nervous about animals, especially when they're looking them in the eye. Mm-hmm. But we do teach them safety, we teach them how to have appropriate interactions, and we see that fear kind of dissipating. So we have animal interactions, and then we read with the animals. And so there always is some activity that really encourages the kids. I don't know, there's just something about reading to an animal as opposed to...
Well, they're not judgmental.
Judgmental. And so it's just a really fun time for those little guys to come together and to be able to have that interaction. And also to just encourage their literacy and their love of reading. Our Barn Buddies, which is all these kids that are here, Barn Buddies come after school, and they have to learn, they have to commit to a 4-week session at a time. They have to learn anatomy, they have to learn how to do all of the caretaking of the animals, and then they have to be able to go through the process and demonstrate that they know at least a beginner level of how to take care of these animals, and then they can advance as they get further along. Wow. And then our other program is now we really want the farm to be open to the community. Mm-hmm. I mean, we want the farm to be accessible and to enhance maybe there's so many good programs in Tucson. So we have had field trip groups come out. We've had the Girl Scouts come out for a field trip. And we teach them. So it always has an educational component. We've had youth groups come out and they have their youth event there, but we kind of get to enhance it and support it. It's a beautiful place that we've been privileged to be able to lease. It's not anybody's private home. I'm not trying to, make something of my own house. This is a collection of people who really saw the vision, cared about it. A few people, are keeping the funding going as we continue to grow. I mean, it takes nonprofits 3 years, really, before you can get established so that you can get grant money and all of that. So really, it's a collection of people who are supporting these programs because we want, the kids to learn these things. But we also want, school groups. We want, families to look on our calendar, come and schedule your event and benefit from being able to use the environment that's there. One other program is we're working now with Quest Science Club, and it is a homeschool group. And so we're going to be doing the teaching the Junior Master Gardeners program. And this is a program that's been formed or created by the Texas A&M. And so the kids who participate in this program this school year will actually get certification. And it really builds leadership so that they can eventually be a part of a second level where they can go back and teach younger kids. And we hope we have an awesome little garden going by the time we're through the first year.
Well, it sounds like an amazing, amazing adventure. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This was really fun this morning to learn all about all of the amazing things that you are doing, Leanne. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And you can take your kids to the Tucson Christian Youth Farm the first Saturday of each month for Open Petting Day. You can also register your kids for classes through their website. Visit TucsonChristianYouthFarm.org for all of the information. Again, that's TucsonChristianYouthFarm.org.
Coming up, whether it's a cleaning, a crown, or a cavity, you can get quality dental work and saving big bucks. We'll tell you about that right after this.